Black Hole of Calcutta on the Western States Trail, heading back to No Hands Bridge. My shoes are now full of water. This actually is part of the old Mountain Quarries Railroad line. This is a view from one of the buttresses of the old rail line. That's the Black Hole of Calcutta down there. And this is part of Western States Trail, and that bridge is part of where they run for the endurance ride for Tevis Cup with the horses, and also for the what do they call that? The Western States Endurance Run, where they run from Tahoe to Auburn. No, thank you. I had to put my goofy hat on because you get it wet. See, this dripping off there is not sweat, although it could be. It's mostly just water because it's toasty today. We're headed down to No Hands Bridge. I think I mentioned that. And then from there, I kind of wanted to go over and do Clementine, but I don't know if I'll have time today because I don't even know what time it is really. I might not have time, but we'll see. And if we don't do Clementine, I may go to the park and go magnet fishing because I need a good magnet fishing trip. Just saying. There's nobody to go with, so I take myself out. So all three of us, me, myself, and I, go on these hikes now with you, whoever's watching, anybody who's watching. Look at this, isn't this cool? Look at the way that the rocks are formed. All that sedimentary layers that were laid down flat, and now they're tipped on their side. This is California after all. Isn't that pretty? Get down to Mountain Quarries Bridge, which is also called No Hands Bridge. I will show you the little plaque thing they have there, because it's very cool, the history of that bridge. And it has withstood floods that wiped out bridges that were higher up the river. I didn't tell you where we were. This is the American River Canyon in Auburn, and this is part of the confluence area. The Forest Hill Bridge lives down here, the Highway 49 Bridge lives down here, and the No Hands Bridge lives down here, which, like I said, is the Mountain Quarries Bridge. We just missed a horse that went running by with, of course, it had a rider on it. If it didn't have a rider on it, I'd be seriously concerned. Yeah, so this is part of the trail. Let me show you. This is part of the trail that we're on right now. It's not too bad. When you've been sitting around for 2 years with the COVID shutdown thing, it gets a little, much, but it isn't bad. It's not bad at all. It's got some really cool areas that when we have water, which California doesn't have any of anymore, really cool areas that run down and across the trail and then down there. I've been down here when there's been water running, and it's really pretty. It's not much, but it's some water. I love it. And then there's all these blackberry bushes down in there. The squirrels are everywhere, eating the blackberries. They love it. Another pretty part of the trail. The trees and the shadows like that. It smells so good out here. You might be able to actually hear traffic in the distance because there is actually a road that's very nearby. Here's another one of those buttresses for the railroad line I was telling you about. Very cool. This area is so rich in history. Here's another one of those parts of the railroad line that was here. And this is part of the American River. This is the North Fork of the American River, headed toward like Folsom Dam and down into Sacramento. Those areas. The water is really low. It's beautiful up here. Fire is always a clear and present danger here, unfortunately. There you might be able to see another foundation for part of the railroad line that goes up to what we just saw a second ago up there. You can't see it from here, but pretend you can. It was right about there-ish. Yeah, so like I said, this place is rich in history. Not just the 49er kind of history stuff. I mean, also the Indians, American Indians, and I can't remember the Maidu and the Nisenan tribes, I think, lived in this area for thousands of years. It's all protected. It's a state park, so you can't pilfer anything if you find it. You can't dig, like metal detecting. You can't dig holes. You can do gold panning, but you have to use just a pan. You can't use like a sluice or anything like that. But there's no rule yet against magnet fishing. I have magnet fished in this river, and there's really not a lot. A lot of rocks, a lot of places for your magnet to get stuck, but there's not a lot because it moves too fast. The water moves too fast. And so if you can find, dead pool areas where water collects in a circle, around a barrier of some sort, you have a better chance of finding stuff, but really there's not a whole lot to find in this river right now. Well, there's not metallic, I should say. Nothing magnetic, because gold, unfortunately, is not magnetic. There's another one of those foundations to the railroad line that goes to the one that we saw over there-ish. It goes to the one that we saw over there-ish. That goes to the one back over by the Black Hole of Calcutta. So we'll follow that one pretty much to, well, not pretty much, actually to the No Hands Bridge, which was the old rail line. Another part of the foundation, graffiti laden, but this one says 1921 on it. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there you have it, 1921. So that's very cool. Graffiti was a lot newer than that. And there's a nice steep trail that goes down to the river, but we're not going down there. You know that old saying about bloom where you're planted? Look at that pretty flower right there. Stuck in the middle of the rocks. Don't know if you can hear it or not, but we're getting close to the river. You might be able to hear it if I stop crunching on the gravel. Can you hear the river? Oh, I can hear a motorcycle. That doesn't help. Forest Hill Bridge is coming into view. 730 feet tall, I believe. Built in 1973. It was supposed to be that tall because there was supposed to be water about 60 feet from the base of the pillars, filling this entire canyon if they had built the Auburn Dam. Here comes some more people, so we don't want them on camera, right? And their little dog that were walking in front of me just now, back there somewhere, are either from Australia or New Zealand. They definitely had an accent, but they're very cool. There again is the river. I love that river. Oh, hopefully we can get down to it. Wow, I smell strawberries. Why do I smell strawberries? I know there's blackberry bushes around here, but I smell strawberries. Nothing's in bloom yet. I mean, nothing's ripe yet. I don't know what the strawberry smell was, but there's the river again. Nice little sandbar over there on the bank you can go down to if you can get there. I believe this is the trail that goes down underneath, not underneath, but to the base of, what am I looking for? No Hands Bridge, which you can kind of see right there-ish. And then over in the distance you can see cars. They are not on No Hands Bridge. They are on the 49 bridge that goes from Auburn right over there to Cool, which is up the road. And then there's the Forest Hill Bridge. So you got Forest Hill Bridge, Highway 49 Bridge, No Hands Bridge. We'll get a better view of that in a minute. I don't know if you can see those little orbs in the sky, but they are not UFOs. They are markers for helicopters so they don't run into the power lines. They built a Mayan temple in the American River Canyon. Not really. That's because it had a washout of the trail that's similar to that one. So they put, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's chain link around all of those rocks. Can you see that? I don't know how they did that. This is a better view. There's No Hands Bridge. And the green bridge that you can kind of see right about there is the 49 bridge. And then that Forest Hill Bridge is up at the top. This No Hands Bridge was built, I think, in 1910. I'll have to show you the sign when we get up there to it. But this is underneath that bridge, and it's chock full of people all the time in the summer. And we're headed back up from the river, where we were underneath the, whatever that's called, No Hands Bridge. Didn't get much video down there because there's too many people. And I didn't want to get them on camera because people get weirded out about that. So as soon as we get back up to the top and to the base of the bridge, well, not base, but the end of the bridge, I'll show you that sign. Do you see it? Look at that. Grass, dry brush, cigarette butt, sparks, dry grass, poof. There's a little lizard buddy. Look at him, isn't he cute? He's green, green, green. Oh. One way to make my pack lighter is to suck all the water out of my water tank thing that's in the back there. The only problem is when you suck all the water out, it has to go somewhere. I'll just leave it at that. See, here's the Mayan temple from the top that I was telling you about. Look at all the chain link, I guess it's chain link, close to chain link. John, your stick out there, way out there, so maybe you can see it without me getting over there. Look at that. Pretty cool, huh? I think it's cool. What kind of tree is that? It should be really obvious, and I'm sure I know, but somewhere deep in my mind, it's gone out of my head. Actually, ooh, it smells good. Actually, look at that, how pretty that is. Is it like a, it's not a honeysuckle, that's not what those are. I don't know what it is. Somebody help me out here. Look at that, blue sky. We're coming up on the plaque for the No Hands Bridge. I'll show you what it is. I'll put a little picture in there so you can see what it says. This is walking across the No Hands Bridge. Back in the day, it didn't used to have this railing on it. It was just the bridge because it was a railroad bridge. I mean, it had tracks across it, but then when they took the tracks out, maybe even before that, guys used to ride their horses across it with no hands and say, "Look, Mom, no hands." And then that's how it got stuck with the label No Hands Bridge. But I mean, you can see there's not a lot to the bridge. I mean, if this railing wasn't here, you could easily pitch off the side. That would not be fun. That bridge there goes from Auburn in Placer County to up to Coolin, Georgetown in El Dorado County. Once you cross the bridge, you're basically in El Dorado County. And then up at the top is Forest Hill Bridge. And then we'll take the Clementine Trail sometime, and I'll show you that one. I guess I probably should tell you the Clementine Trail runs under the bridge, under the Forest Hill Bridge. And so that's a pretty cool trail too. Oh, here, I want to show you this. They are fixing to take this out of the water. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, here we go. Here, I'll show you this. This is very cool, but they're going to get rid of it soon. See that right there, right by that rock? Those looks like branches, but it's iron because it's part of an old bridge that washed away, I think in 1964 or 65, something like that, during a great flood of some sort. But it washed away that bridge. I think that was the second one that got washed away. And you can see more of it right over there. Right there. They did a survey last October. They sent divers under there to measure everything, and there's pieces of it, they're like 97 feet long, and they've decided it's a hazard, so they want to get it out of the water. I want to be here to watch them do that, because I'd like to know how they're going to get it out of the canyon. See, there's a better shot of part of it right there, see? And there's more of the railroad bridge thing. Pieces of the bridge, of this bridge that's in the water there. There's slabs of the roadbed over there, and there's slabs of it on the other side of the green bridge. Considered going down there to look at it, but this is the trail, and as you can see, it's a little steep down to there. Going down wouldn't be a problem. Coming back up might pose a challenge. We finally made it down to the confluence area. Here's the green bridge that we just crossed over, and way over there on the other side that you can't see past the truck is the, oh, there it is, the No Hands Bridge. You see it over there? Way over there. This is the confluence. Over to the right, off that side, way over there, is the middle fork of the American River. The North Fork comes down on the left-hand side. Can you see my finger? No, you can't. Oh, there it is. This is the middle fork. Oh, that's my finger. High finger. Look at that. We're at the confluence. I'm hot. Yeah, so that's the North Fork and the Middle Fork. They combined to make the North Fork of the American River that runs down to Sacramento. It eventually, I think, dumps into Sacramento River somewhere along the line, and it all goes out to the ocean. I'll show you more of this when we get closer. There's a better angle of it. I don't know if you can hear me or not over the water. Get a good look at it. That's all we have in California. That's it. Every bit of it. That's all the water we have. And it's sad but true. Middle Fork comes from south of South Lake Tahoe, I believe, and the North Fork starts at Granite Chief Wilderness, which I have been to. It's very pretty up there. What do they call this? I can't remember what they call this bridge. It's, oh, Old Forest Hill Road. That's what it is. How do you hide a 730-foot bridge? Oh, here's a big truck going over the truck. There it is. There it is. That's it for today. Thanks for coming along. I feel like I have somebody with me when I have you on the camera. So I'm gonna go before it gets too hot. Now that it's like 5 o'clock, I don't really know what time it is, but see you on the next one, hopefully soon.